in the far distant land of common sense, a place where we all once lived, you'll find the Conservative College with Professor Toto. It is here where the foundational principles of our great republic are still taught and true patriots are still educated in the hallowed halls of this school of hope. Just like the iconic puppy from The Wizard of Oz, who found great joy in pulling back the curtain on the lies of the wizard, so does Professor Toto. Grab your seats and welcome to the Conservative College. Class begins now.
And we will make America great again. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm coming. I'm not worried at all, Mr. Trump. I'm not worried at all because I'm not like some of these rhinos that's turning on you. Oh, no, 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 no. I got sense enough to know, Mr. President, when God's hand is on a man. And I got sense enough to know, well, I can't say that. Never mind. I'm still on YouTube. I'll say that when I log off of YouTube in a few minutes. Good evening, everybody. This is your humble, neighborhood-friendly, fluffy professor, America's educator, defender of the Republic, Professor Toto. They call me Toto because just like that little bitty dog on The Wizard of Oz that pulled the curtain back, that's what we do here every single night of the week. We pull back the curtain, except for those nights when I'm sick like I was last night. Thank you, everyone, for watching over the great republic for me while I was in the bottom of the ship sleeping and getting rid of COVID-19 for the third time. Well, actually, the second time. The other one I had a few weeks ago wasn't COVID. It was flu-rona, whatever they call it. I can't keep up with it. But I got something beautiful to show y'all. Y'all look at your screen. Look at your scream. Don't my color look better, y'all? Don't my color look gooder, like they say in Mississippi? Don't it look gooder? Here's why. Look at there, y'all. Negative. I had this junk for 10 days, and now I am negative. We need to make that a song. I am negative. Mm-mm-mm. COVID don't have no hold on me. I'm negative. Oh, yeah. Thank God I'm negative. Well, good evening and God bless you. And welcome to class, every single one of you. Let's see who all we got here tonight. My Lord, there's the Patriot Wingo, Julie Barnett, there's Lan, and there's Sandy Lee, and N. Cashman, and Miss Vicky, 56, Eli Hearn, 80s Frank, Gentry Debbie, Lala's Venture, it's me, Corrine Rojas, Ursula Lisiakowski, Kathy Noel, and Sue Flagger, and Madeline from Canada. Good evening to all of you wonderful students. Now let me see who we got over here on Rumble. We've got Miss Sue Shipman and Butterfly 20 and AM Best and Denicia Downs and H. Schwartz and Mr. Peachy from over in Pennsylvania. Good evening, sir. Kimberly, hello. Possum and Sister Sandra Brawlier. Sister Sandra, the answer to your question, I was too sick to respond. Those are vultures in the original translation. It's not eagles, it's vultures. All right? R.K. Griffith, oh, he said, I'm looking good. Thank you, sir. Love to you and all. Going crazy for Mama. Bautista, Jen Howe, Lynn Demo, Minshen, Beth King, Tony. I love you guys. Y'all are my friends, my family. You are amazing patriots, God-fearing patriots. Lug Nuts from Texas, Alcy, Jane 64, Mimi and Susan, and woo, praise God, Kanoy. Glad to have all of you here with us tonight. Tonight is going to be a wonderful class. We're going to get right into it. If you're watching me by YouTube, I do love my YouTube audience. You've been with me faithfully through this year and a half. However, I'm getting dangerously close to not being on YouTube any longer. So, please go ahead and make that switch over to Rumble. It's better over there anyway. I'm unfettered at Rumble because what I've got to say tonight, a lot to do with January the 6th, things of that nature. And I know that YouTube, all of their people are watching me. And so we have to be very careful before we say goodbye on YouTube in just a few moments. But before I do, let me let you know where you can find your favorite professor, Professor Toto, in the next few weeks. I'll be speaking in Canton, Ohio, at Clay Clark's Reawaken America tour. Look so forward. I think I'll be speaking on Saturday morning. I believe I have a 15 minutes. Everyone has 15-minute segments. So I'll let you know exactly when I'm speaking. And then I'm going to be in Lebanon, Tennessee the following Sunday at, what's the name of that church? Hold on now. I'll be preaching there. It won't be Professor Toto that day. It'll be Holy Ghost filled Pastor Vaughn stomping devils and preaching the truth of God's word. So if you're coming to look for Toto, he won't be there, but Pastor Vaughn will be. That's Grace Family Fellowship, February the 20th at 10 o'clock in the morning, 705 Mulberry Street in Lebanon, Tennessee. So all of my Tennessee people, why don't you come have church with us? It's a small congregation there. I know they would make you feel welcome. And we just look so forward to meeting all of you at places like that. Now, I think that is, oh, before I go any further, let's see, that is the flyer for those that are still needing to get tickets to Canton, Ohio. Um, they we're expecting about 2,500 people at Trinity Gospel Temple. I will have Clay Clark on my show next Thursday night. And so to get your tickets, you can text that number there, 918-851-0102. And if you mention Toto, you'll get a wonderful discount on those tickets. So we look forward to that event. Finally, my latest sermon has been uploaded to Rumble and YouTube. It's called The Age of Aquarius. And in that sermon, I explain why the whole world is changing around us, why everything that we've known before is not the same, and it will never be the same again. When you hear this sermon on the age of Aquarius, and there's the thumbnail for it right there, it is on YouTube and Rumble. You need to know what's really going on in our world. So that sermon is available. Now, that's not a sermon, that's actually a live interactive Bible study. We do those live interactive Bible studies every Saturday morning on Zoom. Well, you want part of it? I bet you do. All you need to do is look in the description box below and go join our Telegram group, and we will let you know. We'll send links in that group to all of our Bible studies, okay? We would sure love to have you in our Bible studies. Y'all, I feel so much better. That was a rough 10 days. Thank you for praying for me. So many of you that emailed me at brothervaughn@gmail.com. So many of you that sent me your love. Thank you from the depths of my heart. But I am back and I'm ready to battle for this great republic. Now, I think I might can say this first part and still stay on YouTube before I disconnect tonight. How many's heard the phrase fake news? I know you've all heard it. That phrase was coined and made popular by a man by the name of Donald Trump. Now, in tonight's monologue, which will be in about 5 to 10 minutes from now, I plan to show you how that Mike Pence is worse than Judas Iscariot. I plan to reveal Mike Pence. He has shown his hand. I plan to bring you back to that time period of January the 6th and the months preceding it. Tonight, I'm going to educate you. Now, listen, many of you watching me have reached out to me and said that Mr. Jeremy, I've forgotten his name, Harrell, maybe, Jeremy Harrell, maybe have said that he discussed this topic and he would like to interview me and let us have a discussion. I've reached out and I've told every one of you I'm available anytime that he would like to discuss it. If someone will just arrange it, I love to discuss the Republic. So in tonight's monologue, we're going to answer every question. We're going to answer, did the legislatures, when we get done tonight, you will never be fooled again by fake news. Now, the reason that fake news is so important, and I want to talk to you about it before we leave YouTube, I want to show you the power of the spoken word. Before Donald Trump began to look in the cameras and call these demons out for who they are, we had not heard that phrase, fake news. Now, we always knew they were fake, but someone had to coin that. Someone had to put a name to it so that we're behind it and rise to the occasion. Donald Trump's words had so much power that he has changed a generation. with the coinage of fake news. He said it over and over and over till eventually it resonated in our own spirit, in our own mind. And for the first time, a man was willing to reach inside the sacred temple of CNN and reach for the holy grail called American media wokeness and drink from the cup of the holy grail, taste its wine, and spit it out in front of the whole world. For the first time, a man reached into that temple, that of sacristy, and reach and grab the cup of wine that they were feeding America for many, many years. What is that wine? That wine is the teaching of the liberal left. That wine is the teachings of the open society, fascism, socialism, communism, technocracy, annihilism. That's all in the cup that is served by the fake news. They feed it to you, but it was Donald Trump that came to their temple, reached his hand into their sacred space, grabbed the cup, drank the wine, swirled it around a few times, spit it out, and told you and I that it was fake news. Now, why am I saying all of this tonight? Because I don't know about you, but I believe that Donald Trump has single-handedly destroyed fake news. Their temple is crumbling. Their wine is being spit out all over America. I'm beginning to sense something that many of us have dreamed about since the beginning of the century, 2020 or 2000. What is it? The serious decline of the mainstream media. Dare I say that a tipping point has come? That the witch is dead. Not quite. No, the wicked witch is not quite dead. But she's clearly stumbling around on her broomstick, wondering what to do next. Now, I'm not just talking about NBC's pathetic coverage of the Beijing Olympics, which nobody is watching. No, we're not even going to talk about NBC right now. No, and I'm not even going to talk about the well-known media polling that rates the media's popularity below the House of Representatives. We're not even going to talk about there. I want to go to CNN, that sacred temple where their preachers are given a video every night to speak to the masses and feed the masses their venomous lies, wrapped in the most beautiful wrapping, but they're feeding our children lies. There's a widely discussed article by media critic Joe Concha, and here's what Joe Concha said, and I quote, "The collapse of CNN is now complete. 9 out of 10 viewers are gone. Its top-rated anchor, Chris Cuomo, is gone. Its network president is gone. Its integrity is in shambles." And that was a quote from Joe Concha, a media critic. Now I want to ask all of you, who single-handedly has taken down the sacred temple of CNN? You guessed it, Donald John Trump. And not only Trump, but the Trumpettes, that's you and I. The ones that heard his message, and we turned off mainstream media. We turned off the fake news. We canceled our subscriptions to that stupid little satellite company that's canceling everybody. We came up to the plate. So tonight I want to say to all you watching me that feel like you're insignificant, You feel like you're not making a difference. CNN has crumbled on our watch. Congratulations. Now, why? Why is CNN crumbling? I'm going to tell you why. Because you and I are smarter than they are. We have smartened up. That's why you're here watching me tonight instead of CNN. You know why? Because we're no longer listening to their canned propaganda. Now, you're not just watching me, you're reading blogs, alternative media, you're listening to podcasts. Who has more influence these days? The New York Times or Joe Rogan? Think about it. Who has more influence now in our society? Major news enterprises? I mean, who in their right mind still listens to the mainstream news? You're smarter than they are, or you wouldn't be in my class tonight. You would still be drinking the Kool-Aid of Don Lemon making you lemonade. But no, you're surfing the internet, aren't you? Yeah. You're shaking free from their chains over the American minds. You're making up your own mind. And the possibilities now for gaining information are growing in number day by day. I mean, what intelligent person still watches the evening news anymore? What? Who believes that the New York Times is now the newspaper of record? That's a joke. The real news is being created before your eyes. And the more outlets, the merrier. The more podcasters, the merrier. Because the chances of finding the truth will only increase as the voices of truth come forth. That's why so many of you have attached to me and I've attached to you. We're so desperate for truth. The real news is being created before your eyes. And what does real news look like? Let me show you. I want to show you what real news looks like. I love this news story. This one is being made right before our eyes. Real news. Here we go. Watch this. You're going to love this story. This is real news. I want you to look at this story. I about came out of my chair when I read it today. A new conservative school board has given the radicals the boot. This is written by Trending Politics. The fallout from Black Lives Matters and Antifa during the COVID pandemic is sweeping the nation. The need for the restoration of law and order and removal of social justice movement and mask mandates from their family lives have driven parents nationwide to take action. Some of these fed up parents started attending school board meetings in 2021. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, sir, for awakening this nation. Pushing back against officials who were promoting critical race theory and masking mandates for their children attending the schools. As the frustration against the school administrators increased, Attorney General Merrick Garland was asked by the radical school board to intervene. The DOJ agreed. But instead of silencing the parents, it actually drove them to run for or elect conservatives to school boards, allowing them to cause changes from within. In one example of what parents can do locally, a school board that flipped to a conservative majority in Colorado just fired their district's woke school superintendent. Now, this school superintendent would not even give these people the time of day. And today, the people fired the superintendent. Last week, the Douglas County School Board President Mike Peterson and Vice Chair Christy Williams met with Superintendent Corey Wise, gave him an ultimatum: resign or we will fire you. Friday night, after 3 hours of heated debate, the board made good on the promise. The members voted to terminate the contract with Wise. Now that is real news. That really happened. Conservatives got tired of the way we're treated, and they went and they took their school board back. That is real news. Now, I'm getting ready to go into tonight's monologue about Mike Pence. Get your notebooks ready, get your pencils ready, get ready to take your notes so that when you speak to a liberal, you can reveal their insanity to them and hopefully get them some medication for what they're going through. Okay? But I cannot continue on YouTube. I will be now exclusively on Rumble for the rest of tonight's class. I love you. God bless you. Come meet me over on Rumble. Do it right now. Good night, YouTube.